The Expert Edge for Unibet with Russell Barwick and Kane Cornes.
Welcome along to round 10 of the AFL. Kane Cornes joining me for the Unibet Expert Edge preview, where we look at some stats and information which just might help you with your predictions this weekend. And game one, Kane, the Pies and the Doggies Friday night should be a beauty. The Pies were terrific last week.
Yeah, that's right, Russ. Magpies really impressive last week, and they've actually won the second quarter in each of their last 10 games against the Bulldogs. For the Dogs, one player who's been in reasonable form is Matty Suckling, and he has recorded 25-plus disposals in each of his last 3 appearances at Etihad Stadium, so look for him to get plenty of the footy.
The next one we're going to look at, Carlton and Geelong, both coming off very poor losses, particularly the Blues.
Yeah, what a disaster it was for Carlton last week against Melbourne. They got smashed, so can they respond? Well, it's going to be difficult because the Cats have won 9 of their last 10 Saturday night matches at home by a margin of 15.5 points. For the Blues, I guess the only good news is they've covered the line in 5 consecutive round 10 matches, but I'd expect Geelong to respond strongly from that disappointing loss to Essendon last week.
And the third game, Sunday, Hawks and West Coast should be an absolute beauty.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute ripper on Sunday. And for the Hawks, well, one of their guns is Isaac Smith. He's kicked 2 or more goals in 3 of his last 4 outings, so they'll need a strong game from him. But the Eagles are the hottest team in the AFL right now. They've won 8 consecutive matches, and I'd expect them to win in Melbourne on Sunday.
Okay, let's have a look at the tips from Kane Cornes, and for what it's worth, myself as well. As you can see, we agree with everything except he's gone the Dockers to beat the Roos, and I saw the Dockers live last week. They were poor, so I'm going to go with the Kangaroos to win that one, and everything else is exactly the same. Now, let's have a look at what Kane thinks are the best Unibest specials for the weekend, and he's going a little funky with the AFL fantasy points. In fact, Jack Crisp needs to have 100 fantasy points in the Friday game and the Magpies to win the second quarter. That's the first one. The second one, he likes Patrick Dangerfield also to have 100 AFL fantasy points and the Cats to win by more than 15 points. And in the final game, Shannon Hearn to have 100 fantasy points or more and the Eagles winning that game against Hawthorn. That'll do it for round 10 of the AFL. Join us again next week for more of our Unibet Expert Edge previews.
The Expert Edge for Unibet with Russell Barwick and Kane Cornes.